It's time to enter the hype train with the Steam Deck. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, we are going to take a close look at the Steam Deck. After searching for this device on the second-hand market, I just need to give a big shout out to Chris because he basically gave me the option to make a review about this device. And no, he didn't borrow me this, I bought it from him, but he did give me the option to buy it for a very fair price. So I was very pleased to get this in the collection. I'm just going honest, like I already mentioned in the beginning of this video, we're entering the freaking hype train because this thing is absolutely hyped. But the question remains, is this worth the hype? Is this worth your money? So this is a 512 gigabyte model. So this is more like the creme de la creme when it comes to the models that you could order and pre-order. And I was really curious what are we going to get. This thing is sealed, so I just want to do this unboxing together with you. Before unsealing the device itself, let's take a close look. Yeah, what's inside the tiny box. So here we're going to get, I'm guessing, the power supply from the brand Chicone. And let's take a close look. This is with a Type-C connection. And let's take a close look at what we're going to get. So the output is 5 volts and 15 volts. So it's a quite interesting charger. What you're going to get. Then we're going to get some more paper in here. Explanations about everything that's related to the Steam Deck. And some information that most of the people will never freaking read. The reason I wanted to have this is not because of the freaking hype train. No, absolutely not. I was very intrigued by this product. I've reviewed a lot of different devices in the last couple of years, and this is, in my opinion, the next generation. We can do so many cool things with this device, and I was so intrigued and I was so interested to see what we're going to get. And again, like I already had a pre-order, but the downside to the pre-order I owned is like I was not one of the first to pre-order it, but I needed to wait even if I'm going to get my pre-order. But if you want to be sure that your device is brand new, they even include a seal. And that is quite cool to see this. And there is no way of basically like detach this, so you need to cut it. But I like the tiny details that I can really appreciate from Valve. But the case itself is a very hard case, so that will keep your device very safe. Okay, here we're going to get an extra protection. I'm guessing this is for the power supply to put it in here. Like all of these tiny details that you're going to get, very cool. But okay, so let's remove the seal itself already, cut it off. I'm more like the guy that always keep everything in the box. Now let's open up this bad boy, because I'm really curious how this thing will look. And yes, I have seen a lot of videos, but after like unboxing it myself, it's such a completely different experience. And the first thing that I'm noticing, like the smell. I love the smell of new electronics. But the first thing I'm noticing is like this thing is quite comfortable in hand. And yeah, this is like the beefcake of the freaking handhelds, especially when you're comparing it with other ones. But we will show you in a different video. So here we're going to get for a very nice Steam Deck cleaning cloth. Here we're going to get a special ribbon. And that's the only thing that we're going to get inside the box itself, or the case. But how about the comfortability and how the device itself work? Because I'm just going to be honest, this is more like an unboxing experience that I want to share with you. But I must say, like after like holding it in my hand for a very long time, there are some things I really noticed that I personally really like. But when you take a close look at the design and how comfortable it is, so let's start with the D-pad itself. So the D-pad, I must say that I wasn't sure because it's very weirdly placed here at the corner. But by pressing it, it is very nice, and it got a very nice touch to it in combination with a very good travel. But how comfortable is it when it comes to playing with the D-pad? That is something that we're going to find out in the upcoming days or maybe weeks when I'm going to post my full review about it. I just wanted to check it out, and when it comes to the quality and the feel, I'm very happy with it. Also with the buttons over here with the ABXY, everything looks and feels like it is in the right position. The traction pad is a feature that I wanted to try out myself, because this is going to be a very different experience than having like a use with analog sticks. So at the back we're going to get ourselves 4 buttons, 4, let's say, I almost wanted to say shoulder buttons, more like back buttons. There are clickies, but they can be reached fairly easy. I would say this is going to be like a different experience. The shoulder buttons itself, then we're going to get the L2 and the R2. These are basically like your typical, let's say, shoulder trigger buttons, but the shoulder buttons itself are like very nice clickies, micro switch buttons. So I must say that I'm very pleased just to see how this thing holds and how it feels. So at the top we're going to get the volume control, we're even going to get a headphone jack out. Here we're going to get a ventilation rotor for basically exhaust of the heat. Then we're going to get ourselves the Type-C for connecting and charging. And here we're going to get the on and off switch. So let's turn it on, because I'm really curious if the thing has any juice. But okay guys, so the first thing that we need to do is set up the device itself. So the first thing that we need to do is choose our language that you wanted to use. And you can see like Steam provided a lot of different languages. But for this video I'm going to choose English. The next thing that we need to do is choose our time zone. And that is of course very important. And so let's choose one that we are going to use, and then we're going to going further with this setup. The next thing that we need to do is connect with the Steam network, and of course we need to have Wi-Fi connectivity. So that's the thing that we're going to choose. We're going to choose the router, and you can see like we have a lot of them in the neighborhood, and then we're going to choose the password, and let's check this out like connected with the Steam network. And when connected, the first thing that this thing needs to do is installing all of the new application updates, like everything nowadays. Okay, so the next step that we need to do is basically create an account, and if you're already owning a Steam account, you can basically use that, fill in your name and your password, and of course double check your verification, and you can just log in into your account. Alright, so when the system has been booted up, you have logged in into your account and bought your games, or in my case, that you're having the games that you're already owning. So the first thing I'm noticing with the layout itself, that it is very nice, stylish, like the Steam Big Picture mode, and the way they basically like implemented everything is very nice. So first of all, here we're going to get the games that are like compatible 100% working with the Steam Deck, and of course take consideration this piece of hardware will run on Linux. There are some different ways you can basically like run your games, and later on videos I will show you. But here we're going to get all of my games, then we're going to get the installed games that I already like installed now. Then we're going to get, of course, my favorite list that I made with my PC. And here we're going to get our collections that I've made with my PC too. So basically, and that is something I love about Steam in general, that basically everything that you own will basically be importable now. So I already installed a couple of games, and I just wanted to show you some gameplay, how the games actually play. Okay, so another feature I really love about the device itself, so it has all the controls, of course, like a normal controller. But here at the right, the triple dots, when you're pressing this, we're going to get this quick menu where we can adjust the brightness, adjust the audio. So basically you don't need like the physical buttons for the volume control. So here we're going to basically shut down the game rumble, the Steam haptics, stuff like that. You can always like shut it down. Then we're pressing the Steam button. When we're pressing Steam, you can just basically like go out of the game, check your library, go to your friends list, stuff like that. So I think it's very convenient, and I personally really love the layout itself. So I'm a big fan of indie games in general, so this is just going to be my ultimate indie game machine. I think it's just an amazing piece of hardware that you can just play all your old school games with, and also the games that you want to buy. But of course this indie game is not really demanding, and the Steam Deck can let's play it without any hassle. By the way, I really hate those big guys. Go away. But when it comes to the graphical games, there we're going to get, of course, where we're going to test out the Steam Deck. I just want to be honest, like Mortal Kombat 9 is not really demanding anymore. You can play this game with a lot of hardware nowadays. Another thing I just wanted to test out just to see how responsive the freaking games are, especially when it comes to the D-pad and fighting games. And I was surprised to see that it plays actually pretty damn good. Another cool feature, of course, like the haptic sensor over here. You can basically play your games, but that is something that you really need to get used to, because it's such a weird way to play, especially when you're used to a freaking D-pad. But again, Mortal Kombat does run very well. Okay, so next up I wanted to try some Gun Goran Cannoli, not for because it's a really graphical, high demanding game, but more of that because you're losing both joysticks and you're especially using the trigger buttons. Like I said, I've played this game a lot, especially on a normal controller, and I must say that it plays amazing on the Steam Deck. I don't need like force my hands in weird positions, because the positions of all the buttons and the Steam Deck is way too big. No, I think it's quite comfortable to play, but again, I just really need to get used to this freaking game. Alright, so next up I just wanted to play some Orcs Must Die number 3. A game that is quite demanding. It's not like the most, let's say, extreme games you can play. But I thought just quite surprised that we're going to get quite a good performance in combination with the Linux software. So I think it's quite really cool to play also more like the more demanding games. And this is a game that I still needed to play. So I'm going to use my Steam Deck with Organized Diary 3 a lot.
Get it going. Enemies are preparing to breach one of our gates. They've broken through a gate. Here they come. Think you got what it takes?
Okay guys, so this is my unboxing for the Steam Deck, and I must say, like, I was super hyped to get it and I'm super happy to have it. And the reason why is simply because this device is absolutely the next generation of gaming. There are a lot of devices out there and I think the Steam Deck has a lot of potential even when you're playing on Linux. In the upcoming videos I want to try out to see what we can do more with it, also when it comes to other parts like emulation. I want to thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video. I love the smell.